Welcome back to Horoscope TV. If you are tuning in right now, you are probably looking for a little bit of clarity on what the cosmos has in store for you. And let me tell you, we have got a monumental week to discuss. Today, we are focusing entirely on the sign of the water bearer. That's right, this is a dedicated analysis for our Aquarius listeners for the week of February 16th through February 22nd, 2026.
And it is so good to be here. We look at a lot of charts week in and week out. We
Yep.
see planetary movements, we see ingresses, we see retrogrades. But I have to say, looking at the Aquarius data for this specific week in February 2026, it really stopped me in my tracks.
That big.
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah.
It's the kind of week that, astrologers circle in red ink a year in advance. This is not business as usual.
Okay, so let's give everyone the headlines before we really unpack the details. If you're an Aquarius, or, if you love an Aquarius and you're trying to understand why they might be acting a little different right now, this is not just another week of maybe you'll have a good hair day or watch out for a minor traffic jam. We are talking about a massive system-level event. The headline here is a solar eclipse happening directly in your sign.
Exactly. And a solar eclipse in your own sign is, without a doubt, one of the most significant astrological events you can experience in a lifetime.
Yeah.
It acts as a marker. It literally divides your timeline into before and after. It is rare, and it is incredibly potent.
So our mission today is to walk you through this. We're going to analyze the planetary positions, the transits, the aspects, all the data to help you navigate what looks like a week of, well, radical change, major identity shifts, and surprisingly, some incredibly lucky breaks amidst all the intensity.
That's the key thing to remember as we go through this. It is intense, absolutely. The charts are just screaming change, but there is so much luck woven through it. This week is about new beginnings with a capital N, for sure.
I love that. So grab your notebook or just, open your mind because we're about to explore how you can step into a totally new version of yourself.
Let's get into it.
All right, let's start with the main event, Section 1, the solar eclipse. It is happening on Tuesday, February 17th, specifically in the sign of Aquarius. Now, I know eclipses are a big deal generally. We hear about them in the news. People go outside with special glasses to look at them. But break this down for the Aquarius listener specifically. Why does it matter that it's in their sign?
Okay, so to understand this, you have to understand what a solar eclipse actually represents in the language of astrology. A solar eclipse is essentially a supercharged new moon. A regular new moon happens every month, roughly every 29 days, and it's time to plant seeds, to start fresh, to set a new intention. It's a gentle reset.
Right.
But a solar eclipse, it is not gentle. It is a total blackout of the solar force. It's like a system reboot.
Okay, I get that. Like when your computer is acting glitchy, running slow, you've got way too many tabs open, the fan is whirring like a jet engine, and you finally just hold down the power button and hit restart.
Precisely. That is the perfect analogy. But because this is happening in Aquarius, specifically in the first house for our Aquarius listeners, this isn't just a reboot of their job or their relationship or their home. It is a reboot of them. It is a reboot of the self. The sun represents your core identity, your ego, the I am. It's the pilot of the ship. When the moon obscures the sun in your own sign, it creates a momentary suspension of that ego. It's a moment of profound personal reinvention.
That sounds exhilarating, honestly, but also maybe a little terrifying. I mean, losing your ego, even just for a moment, that can feel destabilizing.
It can be both. It often manifests as a physical sensation of shedding an old skin. You might wake up around Tuesday and look in the mirror and just feel different. Or you might feel that the way you've been presenting yourself to the world, your clothes, your haircut, the way you speak, even the name you go by, it no longer fits who you actually are.
It's like wearing a coat that's suddenly 2 sizes too small. You try to put it on and you just can't move your arms. It's constricting.
That is a great visual. The data suggests this is a powerful new beginning regarding your life direction and your self-expression. You are ready to present a totally different face to the world. And because it's an eclipse, this change might feel faded or like really accelerated. There's not a slow drift where you gradually change your mind over 3 years. It's a sudden shift. It's a quantum leap.
I want to talk about the psychological impact of this, because we can talk about reinvention in the abstract, and it sounds very poetic and lovely. But how does this actually feel on a Tuesday morning when you have to go to work or get the kids to school? What's the real-world vibe?
It feels like a restless urge to break free. Aquarius is already an energy that values freedom, independence, and autonomy more than anything.
Oh.
Under this eclipse, that urge is amplified 10 times over. You might feel a sudden, visceral intolerance for old habits. You might look at your coffee routine and just hate it. You might look at the restrictions your boss puts on you and feel like you simply cannot abide them for one more second. There's this immediate psychological pressure to innovate your own life.
And looking at the charts, this connects to that visionary archetype, doesn't it? That's a very Aquarian thing.
Yes, absolutely. During this eclipse window, the Aquarius listener is really embodying that visionary role. You aren't just participating in your life, you're looking at it from a high altitude, which is the Aquarius perspective, that bird's eye view. And you're seeing what could be. You are the leader and the innovator of your own destiny right now. You are seeing the glitches in your own matrix, and you're the one rewriting the code.
So if you're an Aquarius listening to this, and you have this crazy idea bubbling up or this sudden desire to change your style or change your job title, what do you do with that?
You do not suppress it. That is the key application here. The advice is, do not be afraid of your best ideas right now. The energy is intense, yes, and it might feel risky, but it is propelling you forward. If you try to cling to the old you this week, if you try to force yourself to fit into the box you lived in last week, you're going to feel so much resistance. You'll just feel exhausted. If you ride the wave of the eclipse, you can make 6 months of progress in 6 days. It's that powerful.
Wow. Okay, so Tuesday is the peak, the eclipse itself. That's the pivot point. But the week starts on Monday, February 16th. And looking at the data here, Monday seems, well, complicated is one word for it.
Monday is a total study in contrasts. It's almost like the universe is testing you right out of the gate. We have two major aspects happening simultaneously, and they tell very, very different stories.
Let's unpack the first one. We have the sun in Aquarius forming a square with Uranus.
Right. And we need to remember the planetary rulerships here. Uranus is the modern ruling planet of Aquarius, so this is personal. It's your ruler in a fight with your sun. The sun is you, your identity, your vitality, and Uranus is your ruler, the planet that governs your sign. And they are in a square. In astrology, a square is a 90-degree angle. It's like two cars approaching an intersection at full speed from perpendicular directions. It creates friction. It creates tension.
And tension usually means conflict, right? Or at least some kind of stress.
It creates a spark. It's dynamic, but it can be really volatile. This aspect warns of sudden surprises, particularly centered around the home or your personal plans.
Give me a scenario. What does sudden surprise at home look like with Sun square Uranus?
Well, it could be literal Uranus rules, electricity and technology, and sudden breaks. So the internet goes out right before a big meeting, the toaster shorts out, a pipe bursts, that kind of thing. But it could also be interpersonal. You might feel a sudden, overwhelming need to change your living situation. You might wake up and just say, I hate this apartment. Or a family member acts completely out of character, throwing all your plans into chaos.
And looking at the transit data, there was a specific financial warning for this day too, wasn't there?
They did note that, yes. This aspect specifically warns against sudden big spends related to your home or family on Monday.
So Monday is not the day to impulsively buy that new smart fridge or put a down payment on a renovation?
I would strongly advise against it on Monday. With Uranus involved, the energy is just too erratic. You might change your mind 24 hours later and completely regret the purchase. Or the item itself might have a hidden fault, an electrical glitch perhaps. The energy is too unstable for large, stable commitments on the home front.
Okay, so that's the tension. You're feeling this internal tug of war between wanting to be free and wild and unpredictable and dealing with the constraints of domestic life or sudden breakages. But then we have the second aspect on Monday, Mercury trine Jupiter.
And this is the saving grace. This is the lifeboat in the storm. While the Sun-Uranus square is causing chaos in the living room, Mercury trine Jupiter is throwing a party in your inbox.
I love that image. So the house is a mess, the toaster's on fire, but the email is good.
Exactly. Mercury is the planet of communication, commerce, thinking, and logic. Jupiter is the planet of luck, expansion, abundance, and higher wisdom. A trine is a 120-degree angle, which represents a harmonious flow of energy. It's the path of least resistance. So on the very same day you're dealing with home chaos, your ability to communicate and negotiate is at an all-time high.
The charts imply clear, effective communication and that it's a great time for making plans.
Oh, yes. If you have a pitch meeting, a salary negotiation, or just a difficult conversation you need to have at work, do it on Monday. The words will just flow. You will be able to see the big picture, that's Jupiter's influence, and articulate it clearly and logically, that's Mercury. You could sell ice to a polar bear on Monday.
And there was a mention of specific outcomes in the data. What could people actually expect?
Positive news regarding a bonus, income, or a new deal. It's fascinating. You might be stressing about a broken pipe at home while simultaneously getting an email about a promotion or a new client signing on.
So the analysis for Monday is Keep your credit card in your wallet when it comes to home stuff. Breathe through the domestic chaos, but absolutely take that phone call for work.
Perfectly said. You have to compartmentalize the day. Don't let the home stress bleed into the work opportunity because the work opportunity is golden. If you let the bad mood from the morning ruin the meeting in the afternoon, you're missing out on the Jupiter blessing.
Right. Okay, moving on to the midweek shift, section 3 of our analysis. Wednesday, February 18th. The sun makes a big move.
This is a major energy shift. For the past month, the sun has been in your sign, Aquarius. That's why we've been talking so much about identity, ego, and that who am I question. But on Wednesday, the sun leaves Aquarius and enters Pisces.
Into the deep end.
Into the deep waters, exactly. Now, for an Aquarius, when the sun goes into Pisces, it is lighting up the second house of the solar chart, and the second house is the house of resources, values, and money.
Ah, so the spotlight moves from who am I to what do I have?
Correct. Or even, what is my value? The psychological shift here is about grounding. Aquarius energy is air energy. It's intellectual, it's high up in the clouds, it's all about ideas, it's the future. Pisces is water. But in this specific house placement, it brings the focus down to tangible security. You stop worrying so much about your abstract identity and you start looking at your bank account, your possessions, and your self-worth.
It sounds like a come down, but in a good way, like stabilizing after a storm.
It is very stabilizing. And frankly, after the intensity of the eclipse on Tuesday, that high voltage reboot, you need this. You can't run on high voltage forever. Your motivation shifts toward tangible goals. You want to see results. You want to know that you are safe and secure. You want to touch grass, literally and figuratively.
And there was a wellness connection here, too. The data indicates that once the sun is in Pisces, the strategy changes for the listener.
Yes. The expert advice here is to lean into grounding activities. Meditation is great, but also physical grounding. Long walks, especially near water if possible. Yeah. Pisces loves water. Or just sleeping more. The eclipse takes a lot out of you physically and energetically. The sun in Pisces asks you to refill the cup. You need to process all that data you downloaded during the eclipse.
So Wednesday is the pivot point from the self to security. Now, also on Wednesday, February 18th, we have something that looks incredibly, well, spicy for the romantics out there. Section 4, the love destiny.
Oh, this is one of the most intriguing data points of the entire week.
Yeah.
On Feb 18, Venus joins the North Node.
Okay, let's unpack that for the listeners who might not speak fluent astrology. We know Venus is love, beauty, money, all the good stuff. What is the North Node?
The North Node isn't a planet. It's a mathematical point in the sky that relates to the moon's orbit intersecting the ecliptic. In astrology, it represents destiny. It represents your karmic path, the direction your soul is hungry to go in this lifetime. It's the true north of your life compass.
Wow. So when the planet of love, Venus, meets the point of destiny, the North Node.
You get what we call a fated aspect. This isn't just a casual Tinder date. This isn't just bumping into someone at a bar. This indicates a meeting or a deepening of a connection that feels inevitable. It feels written in the stars.
The analysis says this is a very fated and lucky aspect for your heart. Let's break it down for the singles first. What does this mean for them?
Okay, if you are single, this is a red alert day in the absolute best way possible. You are magnetic, but specifically because it involves the North Node, you attract people who align with your future, not your past. The South Node represents the past, what we're comfortable with, but what we need to move away from. The North Node is the stretch goal. So the source material emphasizes that this is a powerful time to meet someone who appreciates your unique spirit.
Unique spirit. That sounds very Aquarius, especially after an eclipse.
It is. Remember, you just had the eclipse yesterday. You are showing your true self, your new self. The person you meet now likes that version of you, the real you, not the mask you used to wear. This connection might feel like destiny, that uncanny feeling of, have we met before? Or, I feel like I've known you for years.
And what about for the couples? If you're already in a relationship, does this mean you meet someone else? I imagine that's a worry.
No, not necessarily at all. In an existing relationship, the North Node acts as a directional marker. It pushes the relationship toward its next level of growth. You might find yourselves discussing shared values. Remember, we are in the second house now, or what you need to feel secure and valued.
Yeah.
It's about aligning your partnership with your life path. It's asking, are we growing in the same direction? And if not, how do we get there?
I love how this connects back to the eclipse. We established that the eclipse is about a new self. And now Venus and the North Node are bringing in fated love.
Exactly. It's a narrative arc. The universe is telling a story here. First, you change. That's the eclipse. Then, because you have changed, Because your frequency is different, you attract a different kind of love or a deeper level of love. That's Venus North Node. It creates a new chapter narrative for relationships this week. You aren't repeating old patterns anymore. You are breaking the cycle.
That is so powerful. Okay, let's look toward the end of the week. Friday, February 20th, we have a meeting of two heavy hitters, Saturn and Neptune, section 5, the architect of the future.
This is a fascinating conjunction. Saturn and Neptune are almost complete opposites in nature. They are the odd couple of the solar system.
Right. Saturn is the stern taskmaster, the headmaster.
Right.
Structure, rules, reality, gravity.
Exactly. Saturn is boundaries, discipline, concrete reality, the walls of the house. Neptune is the opposite. It's water, mist, dreams, intuition, illusion. It dissolves boundaries. It's the fog.
So when they meet, is it a mess? Does the water just erode the stone, or is it magic?
If you navigate it right, it's pure magic. It's the architect. Think about what an architect does. They take a dream, a vision, that's Neptune, and they apply math, physics, and structure, that's Saturn, to make it real. The source material highlights this specifically regarding your income and your resources, likely because of that shift into the Pisces sector we talked about.
So this is about bringing structure to your dreams, giving them bones.
Precisely. It's about making your dreams pay the rent.
Oh, I like that. Making your dreams pay the rent. That's the Aquarius dream right there, isn't it? To live off your brilliant ideas.
It really is. The data suggests committing to a long-term career project. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. Saturn doesn't do quick. Saturn does lasting. You are using your special skills, your unique Aquarius genius, the stuff that makes you weird and wonderful, to build something that will stand the test of time.
The advice here really emphasizes patience.
Oh, yes. Saturn demands patience. He is the Lord of time. The analysis says you are building something for the long term. So on Friday, don't get frustrated if you don't see immediate results. Don't quit if you don't go viral instantly. You are laying the foundation. You are digging the hole for the skyscraper. It looked like a mess right now, just mud and dirt, but the structure is coming.
There was also a note in there about routine. How does that fit in?
Yes, Saturn governs discipline and routine. The data suggests that a regular daily routine is the key to physical and mental well-being right now. With Neptune involved, you might feel a bit drifty or spacey or overwhelmed by imagination. Saturn says, get up at 7 a.m., drink your water, do the work, check the boxes. That structure will actually be very comforting. It acts as a container for your creativity.
It anchors you. Okay, I get it. Moving to Sunday, February 22nd, the grand finale, we end the week on a real high note.
A very high note. Honestly, looking at the charts, this is the cherry on top. We have a trine between Venus and Jupiter.
The two benefics, right? The good guys of the zodiac.
The two luckiest, most benevolent planets in the entire solar system. Venus love, money, pleasure, and Jupiter luck. Expansion, joy, in a harmonious angle. This is the best day candidate for the entire week, hands down.
The tone described as joy, abundance, harmony.
It's like the clouds part. After the intensity of the eclipse reboot, after the domestic chaos of Monday, after the hard work of Saturn on Friday, Sunday is just dessert. It is pure grace.
Let's talk about the impact on love specifically on Sunday. What's the vibe?
The forecast says it is incredibly lucky for love and romance. If you have that first date, schedule it for Sunday. If you need to have a heart-to-heart with your partner, do it Sunday. If you want to propose, do it Sunday. The vibe is about letting the true self shine, there's that theme again, and being received with warmth and generosity. There is no judgment on this day. It's just open-hearted.
And for money? Because Venus rules money, too.
Incredibly lucky for your bank account. You might receive a financial blessing, a gift, a refund you didn't expect. Or, and I love this detail from the analysis, a difficult money issue might suddenly become easier to handle. It's like the knot just unties itself. You see a solution you didn't see before because you were in a state of an abundance mindset.
So you end the week feeling very secure and vibrant. That's a heck of a journey from the chaos of Monday.
It really is. You go from the shock of the new to the comfort of the secure. You survive the storm and find the treasure chest on the beach.
I want to zoom out a bit and look at the specific sectors of life. We've touched on them, but let's drill down. Section 7, health and wellness.
This is so critical. We cannot overstate the physical toll of a solar eclipse in your sign. We think of astrology as mental or spiritual, but it is so somatic it affects the body.
The charts indicate listeners might feel sensitive or tired around February 17th.
Oh yes. Your body is processing a lot of energetic data. It's like updating the operating system on your phone. The battery drains much faster while it's happening. You might feel unusually drained or just off or require more sleep than usual. The actionable advice is simple but vital. Drink lots of water. Get rest. Do not try to run a marathon on Tuesday. Listen to your body.
And there's an opportunity there too, right, to purge the system.
Absolutely. Eclipses are fantastic for cutting cords. This is the perfect week to let go of a habit that no longer works for you. If you've been trying to quit sugar or stop doom scrolling or quit smoking or whatever it is, use the eclipse energy to just cut it off. The energy supports a radical break from the past.
Moving to money and career, how does that arc play out?
The narrative arc here is so clear. You start the week Monday and Tuesday with innovation and leadership. You are the visionary. You have the big ideas. Colleagues see you as the person with the vision. But by the end of the week, from Wednesday onwards, the focus shifts to financial security and structure.
So have the brilliant idea on Monday and then figure out the budget and the business plan for it on Friday.
Exactly. Don't mix them up. Don't try to structure the idea before you've even had it. And don't try to just brainstorm when you need to be building spreadsheets. Follow the flow of the week. Use the astrological weather to your advantage.
Okay, now for my favorite part. Section 8, the cheat sheet. This is the rapid-fire data for the week. Let's start with the vibe check. Color of the week.
Electric blue. The hex code is #7DF9FF. You want to be precise about it?
Very specific. Why electric blue? What's the thinking there?
It fits the energy perfectly.
Yeah.
It resonates with Uranus electric, shocking, bright, futuristic, and the eclipse. It's the color of a lightning bolt. It's the color of the screen when the system reboots.
Yeah.
Wearing this or just having it around you aligns you with that wake-up energy. It
Yeah.
signals to the universe that you are ready for the upgrade.
Love it. Okay, lucky numbers.
This is fascinating. The numbers are 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, and 66.
Whoa,
That-
they're all double digits.
All master numbers. This is incredibly rare. Usually you get a random mix like 4, 12, 87. Seeing a sequence of master numbers emphasizes the high-frequency spiritual potential of this week. In numerology, master numbers represent higher octaves of energy. This suggests that everything happening now is operating on a much higher plane. It's not mundane, it's spiritual.
And the best dates to circle on the calendar.
February 16th, that's Monday, for that career communications, send the email. February 17th, Tuesday, for the personal breakthrough, reinvent yourself. And February 22nd, Sunday, for all the luck and love, celebrate.
Now let's talk relationships. Who should our Aquarius listener be hanging out with this week? Best match.
Gemini.
The twins. Why Gemini?
It's an air sign connection. You both speak the same language. They share your love for communication and new ideas. But specifically this week, as you're going through this massive fresh start from the eclipse, a Gemini acts as your cheerleader.
They don't get scared off by the crazy new ideas.
No, they love them. A Gemini lives for novelty. If you say, I'm changing my name and moving to a yurt, a Gemini asks, what color is the yurt? Does it have Wi-Fi? They want to discuss the possibilities. They appreciate your unique worldview. They don't try to box you in. And the data specifically mentions that on February 22nd, exploring new places with a Gemini creates incredible synergy.
Okay, so who might be the struggle bus this week? Worst match.
Taurus.
The bull.
Yeah, and this makes perfect sense astrologically. We talked about that Sun square Uranus aspect. That square creates tension between Aquarius, which is fixed air, and Taurus, which is fixed earth.
Right, it's the clash of radical change versus steady stability.
Exactly. You as an Aquarius are craving change this week. You want to burn the script. Taurus wants to stick to the script. They value consistency, comfort, and predictability. Under this eclipse, they might seem too stubborn or slow to you. You might seem too unpredictable or detached to them.
The analysis says the intensity of the eclipse might overwhelm a Taurus seeking comfort.
It's just a mismatch of needs for this 1 week. They want a cozy night in with good food. You want to reinvent civilization. Communication will be a struggle. It requires a massive effort to meet in the middle. So if you are partnered with a Taurus, just be patient. Understand they aren't trying to hold you back. They are just trying to stay grounded while the earth shakes under their feet.
That's great advice. It really is all about perspective.
Absolutely.
So we have covered the eclipse, the chaos of Monday, the grounding of Pisces, the destiny of love, the structure of Saturn, and the joy of Sunday. It is a full meal, a 7-course meal.
It is a pivotal week. I cannot stress that enough. This is a week you might look back on in a year or 5 years and say, that was when it all started. That was when I became who I am now.
And that brings us to our final thought. We always like to leave you with something to chew on.
We have discussed this duality. The eclipse wipes the slate clean. It's a void. But then Venus and Jupiter come in and bring abundance to fill that void.
Right. You can't fill a cup that's already full of old stagnant water. You have to dump it out first.
Exactly. So here is the question for you, for the Aquarius listener. With the solar eclipse offering you a total system reboot and the universe promising abundance on the other side, what specific old version of yourself are you most afraid to leave behind?
And why does that fear no longer serve your bank account
Yeah.
or your heart?
That's the real question. Is the fear protecting you, or is it just blocking the upgrade?
Something to think about as you watch the shadow pass over the sun on Tuesday.
Indeed.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this special edition of Horoscope TV. We really hope this guide helps you navigate the electric blue waters of next week.
Use the energy, don't let it use you.
If you found this helpful, please subscribe so you can get notified when the next episode is available. We'll be here to decode the stars for you. Until next time,
Take care.
bye for now.